Hi Witch Cindy, this is the video that I promised you that I would make, showing you how to make the challah. I'm not going to go through every individual step because you're already a very good baker, so you know what you're doing there. So I will start with this, and I will tell you that I have really cut this recipe down because I'm only going to be making one loaf just to teach you how to braid it. If I was making it for my family, I would triple these ingredients. So anyway, okay, let's go ahead. I used 1 cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of yeast, and the long rising yeast, not the fast rising yeast. I used 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I used a half a teaspoon of Macedonian salt. Now you don't have to use the pink salt if you don't want to, or if you can't find it in your area. I use it because it's healthy for your heart. But you with your thyroid issues, you might want to use like a kosher salt or a regular table salt. Something that has iodine would probably be better for you, for your situation. I don't have a thyroid, so I go more toward the heart healthy salt than the iodine, but it's your choice. Anyway, after that I used a half a cup of honey. I usually use the dark honey, as dark as I can find, but it really doesn't matter when you're baking because naturally you're going to bake out most of the healthy ingredients that honey has anyway. So it's just pretty much making it sweet and taking the place of your table sugar. Okay, so then after that, I go ahead and put 1 egg in my mixture because I'm not using table sugar, so I can't proof my yeast. I'm using the acid that's naturally in the egg. So as you can see, it's proofed. The egg's separated, and I have foam, so the yeast is active. So I'm going to go ahead and whip this up. Now you're going to want to beat this with a hand beater or hand mixer. I use a whisk on the end of my mixer. And you're going to want to beat this for about 2 minutes until it's really, really foaming. Not to like the point of a meringue, but really, really foaming. I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is what it should look like after you've mixed it up with your whisk. Now you can start adding your flour. So I'm just going to put, for this amount of bread that I'm making, I'm just going to put 3 cups of flour. So I'll go ahead and mix that up, and I'll be back. Okay, so now we have our dough, and you're going to want to turn that out onto your working space. And you're going to want to wash the container that you were making your dough in, unless you want to use a different one. I like to use this one. And you're going to pour about this much olive oil in. You're going to spread it all around the sides and make sure it's really, really nice and slick while you knead your dough. And this is important. You need to knead this for about 9 to 10 minutes. I mean, it really has to be kneaded well, so I need both hands, so I'll be back. Okay, so once you're at this point and you've kneaded the bread into a soft little ball, well, it may not be too soft depending on how much dough you're using. It may be a little bit firm for right now, but it'll soften up. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil. You can see I poured it on the top, and just rub it. We're just going to rub it all over on all sides. Make sure it's all nice and coated with the olive oil. Just like that. And now you're going to find some warm place and let it set for about 3 hours, or until it's doubled its size. Okay, now that your dough has had its first rise, you're going to cut it into 6 pieces as evenly as you can. Okay, and next, this is going to be kind of hard for me to film. You're going to take these and you're going to roll them into long cylinders. They're going to become long cylinders. I'm going to go ahead and roll them. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have the 6. And you want to try and make sure that they're as even as possible. If you have some that are a little thicker than the others, just try to keep those to the middle. Like this one's kind of thin. I mean the thinner one's to the middle, sorry. Yeah, so just put that back. Okay, now what we're going to need to do is connect the tops. So, this is going to be kind of hard with one hand. Just connect the tops like this. Smush them all down. Hold on just a second. I'll do it and then I'll show you. Okay, so now I mushed all of my tops, as you can see. And this is what we have. Okay, you want to put these two and these two as close together as you can get them, and put these out to your side. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this one all the way over here, and that's going to be your first knot. Okay, then we're going to bring this one all the way over here. Make sure they're separated. So this one goes here, that one goes there. Now we're going to bring this one to the middle. Okay, now you have to replace this one. So we're going to take this one and we're going to bring over here. Now we're going to pull this to the side. These two and these two. And you can stretch it and tighten it as you need. Okay. So now we're going to bring this one in the middle. And let me get that knotted better. Like that. Okay. Pull it. And we're going to need to replace it. So we'll replace it with that one. And bring this to the middle. Okay, now again, bring this to the middle. Pull it and stretch it as you're working with your dough. And then we're going to replace it with this one. Pull and stretch. You can shape and stretch as you go to keep it nice and even. Okay, make sure that knot's tight. Your knot's tied up there. Usually you're going to be doing this with 2 hands, okay? So it's going to go a lot faster. Okay, so now we need to bring this one to the middle. And you can pull that knot a little bit tighter. And we'll replace it with this one. Okay, stretch it, stretch it. Now we're going to bring this one to the middle. Stretch it. We're going to replace it with this one. Now I'm going to have to put the camera down because I have to really stretch it, and that takes 2 hands. So let me stretch it a little more. Okay, so you can see I stretched it a little longer. Okay, now we're going to bring this one to the middle. Of course, we're going to replace it. Now here's where it gets hard because you have to keep stretching it as you go. So I'm just going to use 2 hands and then I'll show you when I'm finished, okay? But you get the gist. You just keep bringing it to the middle, replace, replace with this string. Okay, so now we're at the end. You can see our bread. You're going to hold this and you're going to mash it, almost like making a fish's tail. You can cut a little bit of this end off if you like to, but I usually don't. You're just going to mash it until it's flat. And then we're going to bring it underneath like this and mash it down. And then we're going to shape it. So let's just shape it. Okay. I'll be right back. Now you're going to go get your egg mixture, which is just an egg that you have whipped up really foamy. Needs to be very foamy. We're going to place this on here on our sheet. Okay. And I got our bread. It's nice. And you got your egg mixture in here and your brush. Now we're going to paint it. And you're going to make sure you get in every single crack of this. It's got to be really, really thick, the egg on this. So after you do this, you're going to let it raise for another hour and a half. Okay, this is how your bread should look now. This is all ready to be put in the oven, and I put mine in at 250 for about 15 minutes. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.